Hi everyone, g'day Simon. How you going, mate?
Good, Bretto.
Welcome back. We've about 5 days after the Beerwah Daybreak. Big field out there, so it was a pretty nice day. Bit wet. What did you think?
Probably something we haven't had to deal with for a while is a bit of rain, and obviously we're used to the mud after March at Yandina, but I thought conditions were pretty tough actually, like just even being at the finish line.
Yeah.
So,
But speaking of tough conditions, you've just brought yourself back. How are you going? You've just come back from the homelands in South Africa, and just run Ultra Trail Cape Town with a couple of our running buddies. So how was that trip?
I can't speak highly enough about it. It was awesome. It was awesome. Didn't quite end up the way that I had planned, but like Tom, Rob, Courtney, myself went over, and I'd call it a huge success. Just a beautiful place to visit and to run and to just engage in the community and eat the cheap steak and drink the cheap beer. It was bloody unbelievable.
Yeah. So it was, you got around to the 70k mark, and you were sort of mentioning about cut-offs and things like that. You kind of started to fall a little bit behind. Was that what was happening with that?
Yeah. So I was in the 100 mile, which had 7,000 something meters of elevation. The distance, I think I'd said to you or anyone that would have listened prior to going, like the distance didn't concern me, the elevation didn't concern me, but it's notoriously technical and far out, like nothing I've ever seen or experienced before as far as technical trail goes. Like no excuses from my end. At the end of the day, I just wasn't fast enough to keep pace. I didn't get cut off. I cut myself off. I was still composed enough to be able to do the math, and I had 25k to go to the next cutoff point. I had 5.5 hours to do it, and I hadn't been moving at that speed all day.
Yeah.
I lost the desire to put myself through that, I guess. So, which was disappointing. In probably close to 20 ultras, that's my first DNF. But I feel fine about it. I did everything within my capabilities in my wheelhouse to get through. I mean, I know that I'm mentally tough when it comes to nutting these things out, but it was just a reality of just not being good enough.
They're great, those DNFs. When you get your first DNF, they're kind of freeing, aren't they? I remember getting my first one back in the day, and you kind of feel like, oh no, I don't want to get a DNF. Then you get one, and you go, oh, what was it all about? But you kind of know. Sometimes you've got to call it a day, and you know when it's not your day and stuff like that. And I just think sometimes they're the smart decisions, like they're the best decisions. So
you're right. When you know, I guess. And like what it did do, which I wasn't expecting, is I went home, had a shower and a nap, and I was able to go out and see Rob at the last checkpoint. He was in the 100k and he finished. And then cherry on top, like I got to pace Tom for the last 10ks, which took us like 2.5 hours, and just chatted to him about his 40-hour epic, and it was perfect.
Yeah, it was big, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was big.
So he's had a good trip.
It was great. Yeah. Go to Cape Town. Can't recommend it enough, but it's hard.
And that leads, I suppose, that we had a few DNFs in the marathon. Not a lot, really. A few people missed cut off on going out on their second lap, which can be a bit disappointing. But, they were in good spirits at the end of it. I mean, it was a tough day out there, just from conditions, but everyone handled it really well. From my perspective, what I noticed is we had rain leading up to it. We had a pretty dry day for the run, got a little bit humid towards the end of the day. A lot more people are switched on. We did a couple of little course changes that made it, I don't know if they made it easier, but it certainly made it a tad safer, that's for sure. And it kind of reflected. I think we had a couple of rolled ankles and a few people just pulled out. The first aiders had a really nice light day. So, from my perspective, it was quite a good day out there, really, to watch.
Yeah, for whatever reason, whether people were just more clued onto it, as you say, but like we never had those heat issues that often come with the daybreak and the night race.
Yeah.
You know, there was a couple of people that ended up with ice packs on them, but yeah, just everyone seemed to look after themselves really well. Everyone did seem to get around quicker than normal, so maybe the course change did impact that. But yeah, generally it was just a smooth day, considering how many people were new to the race. Like, I feel like 65-70% of the field were new to the event. So
Yeah.
Yeah, good preparation with those cutoffs. Like, there were a few people that were unawares of them, so that's a lesson to you to just make yourself familiar with the rules and whatnot of the event.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a there was, so for me too, it was really encouraging and great to see all people helping us with the parking, because parking's tight there at the Beerwah events. I mean, you know, when you get what do we have, about 440 starters, I think. You know, you're getting pretty tight in that car park to get everyone in, and everyone was really good, you know, just parking in. So right from the get-go, it made the day work a lot easier for us and a lot safer. So it was, from that perspective, it was really good.
Yeah, I guess that's probably our biggest headache of those events is the parking. And,
Oh, yeah.
And people probably don't realise at the time, but like the crux of it for us is we need to be able to get an ambulance down that road if things go pear-shaped. It happened at the night race in earlier in the year. We have to be able to access that with a full-size ambulance. So it's it was great to have everyone's support on following direction there. Thank you.
Yeah, we were really blessed with that. So should we go through a few results? There were some cracking results.
What a race, especially in the marathon, right?
Oh my goodness.
What should we start with, marathon or?
Let's start with a 10.
Start with the 10.
10.33, I think, to be exact.
All right, I'm just going to filter through here quickly. We'll do, because it's come up first, we'll start with the men in the 10K. Third place we had Julian Harrell in 55 minutes 58 seconds. Matthew McNamara in 51:43, and good to see him back, Josh Corcoran in 47:45. So Josh had a crack of a run.
He must be back training well if he's doing that. 47. I mean, he's won the Blackall 50K a few years back, so I mean that's a cracker. 47. Wow.
And he sacrificed his night run, didn't he? Because his mate went down at the beginning of the year. So he's redeemed himself there. In the ladies 10K, third place Emma Phillips in 1:01:42. Not far behind, well, not far ahead was Robin Wilson in 1 hour 50 seconds, and not much further ahead in first place. Great run from Tegan Porter. I think she might have defended her title there. Geez, time 1 hour and 1 second. I think you could probably go under an hour there, Keegs. Anyway, well done to all those in the shorter speedsters.
The funny thing with that 10K too is there was a lot of mud monsters that came in, because there's a boggy bit, just it's only in the 10K, and I was trying to, you could sort of see the 10Ks. I've seen a couple of photos, and it must have been a few decisions to go straight through what possibly looked a bit drier, but anyway,
Always
they would have definitely had a mud bath in parts of that. I've seen a few people with big smiles on their faces. They come in covered in mud. So
always make sure your shoelaces are done up, or you're going to lose a shoe.
Brought out the inner child, mate.
Yeah. All right, 21K. We'll do the ladies first in this one. So we had, I think Belle Williams is the Blackall 21K champ, but Belle was in third place there in 2 hours 1 minute. Kira Baker in second in 2 hours 47 seconds, and then Katie Booth, who has won this race a few times, but 1 hour 50 and 11 seconds. So pretty dominant effort there from Katie.
Yeah, that's a big win.
Men's third place we had Chad Bryan in 1:45. In second we had Jake Berg, 1:41. My eyesight's going as we're getting on here. And then Oscar Booth, who I assume is related to Katie Booth, in an hour 40 and 23 seconds. So he took the chocolates for the family there, but good running by the gents and the ladies.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to the absolute ripper of a marathon.
It's funny with the marathon, we get like, I guess the times are different. We've had sort of things say a question asked about course records and stuff like that. I guess you'd have to say an event record for these. The course basically changes every year.
Yeah, every year.
It depends on weather, plantations. So we got some cracking running in this one.
Yeah. Rarely, almost every year's a course record because it's a different course. I don't remember the last time we ran the same course twice. So anyway,
definitely haven't.
All right. So for me, the standout here was that in the top 10 we had 5 females. First and second overall were female, and then 5th, 6th, 8th. Did I miss one? 5th, 6th, and 8th. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
We're all female. So not that should be a surprise to us anymore, but there we go. Pretty great running by the ladies. So overall, female winner and overall race winner in a course record, in an event record. Blackhall 100 overall, Blackhall 50k overall winner was Mel Hauschild, 3 hours 34 minutes. Unbelievable running, like just
That's
so
flying.
good. And then you think that she's dominating, but she was only 2.5 minutes clear of Catherine Parkinson, who was second overall. So those two ladies,
That's incredible running.
they got to the finish line, and the only question they had for me was where the boys at. So so third overall and first male was Sam Stowe in a time of 3:41. So he was a good 5-6 minutes back. I didn't give us third place in the marathon there, but Ursula Adams, who was a late entry, a time of 4 hours 15, and then special mention to Hayley Teal and Erin Robertson, who were also in the top 10, 4th and 5th respectively. In the men's, we had Sam Stowe mentioned in first. Second place was Daryl Harding in a time of 3:59, and Aidan Deneen took out the third spot in 4 hours and 26 minutes. So, man, what a dominant blooming display there from Mel and Catherine.
Well, Mel's come to 3 of our events now and broken the records in each. I think, so Rainbow, Blackhall and the Daybreak now. So, so it was a great fun weekend out there. We had a great time out there. It was, really, really good. A lot of fun with the checkpoint people. We had a couple of emails saying how much fun people had, so we're kind of glad about that.
Yeah, there was appreciation for the new brightly coloured bucket hats. So everyone seemed to be a fan of those, and hopefully they serve you well.
I'm a fan of those.
I'm a fan, yeah.
I like them. I run with them.
Hopefully it serves you well through the summer.
Yeah, we're coming up to the Backyard Ultra on New Year's Eve, so there's only about 30 spots left in that, which is good.
Yeah,
it should be good fun for a New Year's Eve. It's the first time I've stayed up last year till midnight for a long time, so I'm looking forward to that. It's good fun. It's having everyone in close and coming back each lap's good fun.
We've had a little course change on that, right?
We're going to keep the same course during the day.
Yep.
So it'll be the same trail for the daylight hours, and then at night we're able to use a road which will keep it a bit flatter. So that should be a lot more people should be able to stay in for a bit longer with that. So probably the first 3 laps will be out on the trail, and then we'll hit the night loop. And that's kind of like the way that Laz does it with his one there in Tennessee. So,
well,
we're sort of honouring that.
Hopefully the rain stays away this year, and
it was an interesting one with the rain last year. That's for sure. So then, and then we've got a couple of other little things. We talked about a running kind of Blackhall 100 running camp for those that want to speak to the race directors and have a weekend up at Mapleton and do a bit of the trail and talk a few things about training. Myself and Gav, and you'll be available there. Both myself and Gav are qualified coaches, so there'll be a team of us there. So that'll probably looking like the 13th to the 15th of June. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming up. And other than that, mate, I think that's just about us for leading into Christmas. We're going to go and have a trot in a minute, so that should be fun.
That's it. Entries are open for the night run. Entries are open for Yandina. Yandina entries have taken off in recent weeks again, so
Yeah, they're getting a
looking
lot.
good. And we've still got a couple other announcements coming up in the next week or two, so keep your eyes peeled and have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone, and we look forward to seeing you out in the trails.
See
Bye
ya.
for now.